I was helping a client the other day and it reminded me of this project I worked on when I was in London for one of the design houses, Escada. And it was a curvy wall that curved its way, what you might call a serpentine wall. So it had several curves in it. So let's have a look to see how we could create something like that. Now we have to understand something about our technical drawing, because the way that a curve works, if I use my arc tool, I'm going to use my arc by radius. So here's the start. We want that curve to come round to a point where this can then curve into that. Now, one of the ways of doing that, of course, is just to use the fillet tool, and we could place a fillet and get Vectorworks to calculate some of that for us. There's our fillet tool, and we could just click on that line, and it would place a small curve for us, just that one there. But that's not what we want. We really want this curve to come out and then create a curve of its own. So it needs another radius, and then finally end up somewhere along here. So we've got the curve to start with. We've got our first arc. Now the next arc is going to come off that at a tangent. Now the easy way to do this is to draw a line from this point here, so that's the center of my radius, out here to a point. Now that point is going to become the center of the radius, and if I draw my arc with that as the center of the radius, from that point out, that point will be at a tangent. So let's just grab my arc tool and I'll show you. There's my arc tool, there's my center of my radius. I'm going to use that point, and then I can draw my curve, and that can create a serpentine wall. Now the one that we did in London was actually more of these, so then we had another one which went through there. Maybe it came around there a bit more. This line here wants to go right through, and then we can use that point again with the arc tool from that point. Now we need to project this out, otherwise we won't find out where it crosses over, because that's important. So now back to our arc tool. So from there to there, and then we get a little point and a little curve. So that's how we set out the curves. Now once we've got that setting out, we could use our wall tool, and we can use the wall tool in that mode as well with the curve. So I'm going to start here, click to start. I'm going to click there to start, and then double click to finish. Click here to start, there, and double click to finish. This wall here, when we click and we click to start, you notice it's going on the wrong side of the wall. So I can use the U key, and then I can put my wall in place. And if we have a look at this in 3D, there's my serpentine wall, and it joins perfectly because I set out my construction. So this is really important, setting out these construction lines. Now once these arcs have done their job, you can get rid of them. So let's get rid of the construction lines. We can get rid of the arcs that we've drawn. They're no longer needed. Now if you do need to know where the center of those radii are, use this tool here, the center mark tool. So I can click there, that'll place a center mark, it'll place one there, it'll place one there. So now I know where my centers are. I can now dimension those. In fact, you don't even need those for dimensioning. You could just use your radial dimension tool, and you could just put a radius dimension on there. And I'm going to go to my preferences. No, can't do that. And then I can just place my radii wherever I want. And this one here, I just need to turn that to arrow to the left. Turn that off. So there I've got my radius for each curve. You can see those. That one's going to the center line, so I can move that to the outside. That's to the outside. This one's also to the center line. I'll move that to the outside as well. And there I've got the information that I need. I've got my setting out points. I could draw the lines through there and give the exact dimension. That might also help. So that gave me my serpentine wall. Now the only other thing missing is that it would be nice if we had a display cabinet here. So let's go to our display cabinet. We're going to create we're going to start there with our center point. I want to have a display cabinet that goes along there. And I want this display cabinet to be about 300 millimeters deep, because I'd like it to have holes in it, or have niches in it, or have bookcases in it. So let's have a look at that. I'm going to go to offset that There's my offset tool. We're going to make that 300. I'm going to offset by dimension, offset a copy. There it is there. And what I'd like to do now is to find the intersection of those objects, or I can send this one. So now what I'd like to do is to send that one to the back. Just using a keyboard shortcut. Select both of those, clip surface and delete. Now this one here, I can close it and then extrude it. And now I've got my extruded object. So we just need to turn this into a bookcase. I'm going to go back to my 3D modeling tools, use the shell solid tool. I'm going to make this out of 25mm or 1-inch plywood. There it is there. Now I just need some shelves. I'm going to use my extract tool, extract that surface there, extrude it by 25mm, and then I'm just going to lift it up so the bottom Z is about 300, and then I can make duplicates of that. So move by points tool. Let's create some duplicates. We'll create 5 duplicates maybe. And we're going to start here and go to that point there. And that's giving me my bookcase. So a lot of these techniques are quite simple. They're quite basic techniques, which is why I love to focus on the basics so much. So that was the idea behind that project. It was just a real lovely curvy wall. We had holes in it. If you want to make holes in this, you can put an opening. So for example, we could get our wall tool or our window tool. I'm going to use the window tool. I'm going to put a window in this wall. But instead of making it an actual window, I'm going to change this from a window configuration as just an opening. And so now I have an opening in my wall. If you want that window to come all the way to the ground, then we'll set the elevation to 2100. It goes all the way to the ground. And when I click away from it, you'll see there's nothing there. It just looks like a door, an opening into my wall. Hey, why don't you join my community? Join me online and we'll have fun doing this kind of stuff. We have a weekly question and answer session. Catch you there.